Welcome back, guys. In our last lecture, we went over adding the Swifty JSON file, and what this file did, it parsed the information that we got into the internet into information that we need for our weather app. Now, in this video, we're gonna add a couple more steps. The steps that we need to add is the temperature and the description, and also the name. So let's do that. Oh, we already have the temperature, so what we're going to add is the name and the description. Sorry. So the name is going to be, and if you forgot in the last video, this is how we get the information. The name is down here, so it's just going to be the name. So it's going to equal to JSON, quotation marks, and name. And this is, of course, going to be a string. Now the description is a little tricky, and we're going to walk you through that. So the description is going to be here, and we're going to have to look at our link file so I can give you a full explanation of what we're going to do. So the description is going to be here, but it's not as simple as it seems. So if we look at our data again, we see that the weather information is in an array. So the array starts here, and then here's the information. So first we're going to have to start with putting an object, and then we're going to call the object. So we're going to start, first we're going to start with weather. And then we're going to start with the object, the first object. And then we're going to put description. And this is because the description is in the array. And I think I spelled description wrong. Doesn't seem right. Okay, that looks a little better. And this is a string. Okay. So now that we have all our information, now we need to bring the files up in the initiator. Our struct file is what we have here. So we need to present this information that we have. So we're going to do the weather variable that we have. So let weather equal to our struct. So then when we do an open bracket, we have our struct here. Now the information to pour our struct, we're gonna fill in with the variables that we have here. So the city name is going to be name. Temperature is going to be temp. And then the description is going to be descript. Okay. So now it's asking us to wrap it. You can do it either way. You can wrap it here. You can wrap it there. I'm going to wrap it right here. And this one. And it should go away. Okay, what's it asking? Oh, it's because we're wrapped it in two places. Well, let's just do it in here to make our Xcode a little happy. Looks like it's cranky today. So add here, and let's add it here. So now let's present it and see what we have. Let's build and run. And remember, still, this is only calling London, and we're going to fix that later. We're going to get there. So we can put any city, but we might as well just put London. So it's still only showing, it's showing what we need to know, but we need to pull, what do we need to do? We need to send this information back to our delegate function. So now we need to put this to use. So we'll just type it again. You can copy and paste it, but the way you learn is to practice, practice, and practice. So let's do self.delegate. If it's nil, then we're going to get self.delegate, and we're going to call our set weather method. It's going to be under the weather variable. Okay. So now that we have this, we also need to send a switch back to its main thread. That's something that we can't forget. So the main thread, to do that, we need to create this code, dispatch, and first we're gonna sync, and I believe this is the function we need to get, dispatch. Let me see, make sure I'm spelling it correctly. Get main queue, and then this part is just going to be nil. I guess it didn't want to code it correctly for us, so I'll manually type in, no problem. It's going to return back nothing. So we want to put our code is actually going to be our self-delegate set weather method. So now we have it here. Okay. And now that we have, well, let's build and run it. We'll see what it pulls up. But I know we need to do something else, but I just want to show you that our temperature and our description is not going to work yet, and it's because we need to go back to our view controller and add that function in, or add the set the label. So it only changes our city. So we need to go back to our view controller and go back to our set weather function. So see, it's only printing out the city. So what we need to do, or it's printing out the city in someplace else. Well, anyways, what we're gonna need to do is we need this to be displayed with our label. So we're gonna put city label dot text is equal to weather city name and temp label dot text and equal to. And remember, since this is a boolean and we want it to convert it into a string, we have to put this under quotation marks and brackets. Okay. And last but not least, we need our description label dot text equals to, since this is a string, you don't need to convert anything. Okay, so now now that we have them, it should display. So let's build and run. Remember, since we're using that URL, you can put any city, it's still going to show London. This is something that we're going to fix later on. We're just trying to get the infrastructure down. So now we have it. So this is London's current temperature now. Shows London. It's foggy. I've been to London once, so it usually is foggy during this time. I think it's the morning time over there. And this is the weather in Kelvin. I'm going to show you how to convert this into Celsius or Fahrenheit. Okay, so that's it for today's lecture or this lecture. And thank you for watching.